My name is Franz Heiss, Product Manager for SmartView, and I want to demonstrate today briefly about what we accomplished recently. And when this is done, talk a little bit about what's coming next. But before doing this, maybe not everybody is familiar with SmartView. I want to talk a little bit about basic principles that we have in SmartView. So SmartView was introduced to make the user experience of Content Suite extremely simple and intuitive. So what we basically did is user experience designers, or a team of user experience designers, rethought the user experience of all the functionality we have in Content Suite and redesigned it. And this was implemented in a SmartView. So one very basic principle that we have with this is not every user sees the same user interface. So depending on which work you have to do, you need different functionality. So you can see this here. I have a landing page or a home page for a specific user. But when I log in as a different user, which is simulated here in a second tab, my user interface can be different. Like this user has different shortcuts, maybe also has a little search form on his home page because his work is different. The second principle that we have with SmartView is it's responsive. So today you have devices of all different sizes. So either you have a desktop, you have a laptop, you have a tablet, maybe a mini tablet, or you even work on a mobile phone. And SmartView works on all of these devices. So basically it's responsive, so which means when I now resize my browser, it rearranges the content in here, and you see it on a smaller device size. Another important principle, I just want to give you the idea of it, that it was designed in a way that you just have on the screen what you need at the moment. So one simple example is I have a list view here, and when I select a few items in here, so first you see you have a container, so it's named Enterprise World 2019, but when do you need this title row? So you don't need it when you select something, so which means when you select something, we just reuse the space here to have a very clear screen, and it's collected now with the operations available. So if you really need back your header, you have the capability, but normally it's not needed as long as you selected something. One other principle is that SmartView was developed in a way that it's kind of componentized, and parts of it can be embedded in another application, so which you certainly see in further demos today. And so this has a big advantage when we do enhancements in SmartView, like, for example, implementing something like zip and download. You get the same functionality immediately also with all the integration products that we have. So this is a brief introduction what SmartView is. And now let me go to or demonstrate a few of the accomplishments that we did recently. So one thing we introduced is a thumbnail view. So let me go here to a container which is named cars. And when you look at the list view, what's all in this container or browse view with pictures, though there are a lot of pictures in there, it's often in a way that they are have some automatic naming, and it's even more difficult for you to figure out what's in which file here. And you can now switch to a thumbnail view. And this gives you a much better picture about what's in this container. So if you want to see some more details, so for example, these pictures here are not so different. You click on one of them, and we open a so-called gallery view. And here you can quickly step through all the pictures you have in this container. Going to the next one. Or if you want to navigate a little bit farther away, you go to this film strip at the button and can easily go to another picture. So let me close this. Another thing I can demonstrate is you can, when you select multiple items, so I have here a container with more than 30 items, so I have 2 pages. We support now that you can select items on multiple pages. So let me select these first 3 here, but then go to the second page, and I select a few additional pictures from the second page. So which means I have here at the top an indicator that I selected now 6 items being distributed over 2 pages. And we also implemented recently a zip and download capability. So having multiple items selected, I can click here on download. What actually happens, you get downloaded a zip file with all the 6 items in there. So let me try to do this here. So it's downloaded now, and I just want to open the zip file. So you got downloaded the 6 items in here. Then let me go to another accomplishment that we did recently. So if you're kind of a super user or a power user, you can now easily edit the page you're looking at. So like here, this home page. What you have when you have these privileges, you have in the user menu here a menu edit page. I click on it. And then the whole page goes in kind of an edit mode. And let me try to do a few things in here. So maybe I want to just reorder these 2 widgets. Let's say I want to remove this one here and maybe add a new widget. In this one. And when I'm done, I just save my page. And every user who is in the role to see this home page now got this changed or updated home page. So that's very seamlessly now how we can edit pages in SmartView. So these were some of the recent accomplishments that we did. Then, so what is planned next? So I can try to show you one thing which is coming next. Let me go to a different system here. So we are working on uploading complete folders, not just single files. So I have here some sample folder, a very simple one on the desktop. So which has one subfolder and which has a few pictures in there. So what I can do now is I just can drag this over to Container and Content Suite. And now all the files and also the subfolder just get uploaded here. So first the subfolders get created, and finally the pictures in there get uploaded. So it means when I go in here, I will see also my pictures here and the subfolder, including pictures too. Another thing we are working on, which is planned, is when, let's say, I go back here. Let me go back to the other system. I just edited these pages, did a few updates in there. We want to personalize this. So we want to give every user the capability to do simple things here with this page. So every user will see something like an edit page where he can do simple things like hiding some widgets, reordering them. Let's say for the one widget assignments are more important, he wants to place them on the first position, and adding new shortcuts in there. And there are more things which are planned with personalization. So it's kind of a whole set of personalization features that's something we are working on. Additional things which are planned for to complete the feature coverage that we have for content surveys, to provide with SmartView an audit page. We are working on advanced versioning, and also for you to have a better way to work with compound documents. And we kind of rework the browse mechanism that we have in SmartView to get an excellent performance then with browsing.